All right, friends, welcome back in. We have another update from the Sims team. This is specifically the laundry list items that are coming in the update that we're getting next week. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's see what they're fixing this time around, or trying to fix. Let's see what they're trying to fix this time around, because you know some of these things will probably still be broken. Okay. All right. So I am on the Sims team's website right now. So we have laundry list, upcoming bug fixes, March 10th, 2026. Hi, Simmers. Welcome to the laundry list, where we share top community concerns that we're currently investigating and hope to resolve. If you're hitting crashes, infinite loading, or missing lots, please read our post here to see how you can share affected saves so we can gather some critical information to aid in our investigations. So basically this is saying that when you log fixes, they usually want to see evidence of that as well. So this is instructions for images, save files, and all that. It's interesting. Please note, this base game update will launch on PC and Mac on March 17th, with PlayStation and Xbox coming later. During this time, console players may experience a temporary version mismatch when using the gallery. They did actually post a separate article about this, so we'll dive into that after here, but let's take a look. For more details, you received the full blog on the EA forums here. Follow Sims Direct on Twitter or /X or Discord. But yeah, anyway, here are the updates. So here are the list of top community concerns you can expect to see resolved in our next update. So the top 5 most voted fixes: extensive updates to ensure the Sims eyes blinking will now show fully closed eyes for most interactions. See the blog post for more information on these changes. Yeah, so I guess there's a little more detail into that. I never noticed this issue, but apparently they were not blinking right. So as you do. Prom will once again appear on calendars and Sims will be able to attend. This fix will ensure it is working for both new and old saves. Alongside this fix, we fixed another issue where prom goals weren't able to be completed. This is from high school years. I've heard other people say like they've had issues with proms. Like I know Little Simsies has had a few issues when she's doing like her Nightmare Legacy challenge. I haven't experienced this myself, but maybe if I try to go to prom in the future, I'll be good to go. We fixed the issue where pet and horse data was being lost in pre-made households. This will no longer occur in fresh saves. However, if this occurred in the old save, it will still be reoccurring in that instance, so cats and dogs and horse ranch. So this one I did a video about like a couple weeks ago, because I actually noticed it's been an issue for like 6 months. Like the pre-made households like Brant and Brent Hecking, or the one that has like Flapjack and horse ranch, those animals weren't there. So there were still like, you can still adopt animals, there were still like stray animals moving around the world, but the ones that went to the pre-made houses are gone. So this will hopefully, it looks like in fresh saves, this will no longer be an issue. So yay, the pets are back, y'all. The pets are back. We've implemented a notable change to how Sims determine who they speak with on a lot. Now Sims will generally prefer speaking with familiar Sims they already have a good rapport with, and Sims are less likely to engage with strangers spontaneously. I guess I don't know enough to notice if that was a thing or not. I would think if they're on your lot, you're gonna talk to them regardless. Maybe this is more like community lots or something. I don't know. Either way, this seems like something that they'll say they fix, but you're still gonna know Sims talking to complete strangers. So, but we'll see what happens. And then animals can be assigned to an animal shed after moving the household to a new lot. They no longer become stuck in the household or Sim inventory. This is also fixed for saves where animals were already stuck. This is cottage living. Again, I haven't played around too much with animals, so I haven't noticed this either, but one of the top voted fixes. I'm sure a lot of people will be happy about this one. And now we have Sims autonomy improvements. Sims autonomy is one of the key focus areas based on community feedback, and this update delivers on 3 of our top autonomy issues: Sims socializing with strangers, excessive flirting, and Sims using certain objects obsessively, as you do. So for base game, we've addressed this issue where Sims were excessively flirting with each other. Ooh, to be a little less saucy. We've heard your feedback and want to address Sims using computers and phones too often. We've added a few new preferences to the base game, including likes phones, likes computers, dislikes phones, and dislikes computers. If you don't want your Sim to autonomously use these objects, please give them the dislikes phone or dislikes computer preferences. If you want them to be obsessed, you know what to do. We'll see how it plays out. I'm not sure this was the best way to fix this, because yes, you don't want your Sim using the computer obsessively, but if you give them dislikes computers, are they going to get negative moodlet every time they need to actually go on the computer and do something? That seems like something that would happen, but again, we'll see how this plays out. Glad they're addressing this issue. I've noticed it especially with the computers, but I'm not sure this was the correct approach, but we'll see. Anyway, if a Sim autonomously uses a computer, they will receive a cooldown on wanting to use autonomously for the next half of a Sim day. This cooldown does not exist for non-active household Sims, Sims who are geeks, Sims who like computers, or when it is a preferred interaction for getaways, clubs, small businesses, or dynasties. Sims who dislike computers will never use them autonomously anymore. But again, I'm curious if it's going to give you a negative moodlet if you're doing something that you dislike. I can see that happening, so we'll see. The Troll the Forums computer interaction has been added to the same cooldown that is used for other computer interactions. They will also now need mischief skill 6 or higher to consider this action autonomously, unless they have the following Sim traits: evil, childish, geek, hot-headed, erratic, or mean, to have it always be available. Again, base game, if the Sim autonomously destroys a toy house, it will receive a cooldown on wanting to do this autonomously again for some time. We've also made a change that only Sims with with certain traits, evil, hates children, and mean, hot-headed, will ever autonomously decide to destroy a dollhouse while angry. Before this update, this autonomous behavior could occur for any sim who is feeling angry or dazed. I've seen dollhouses get destroyed, so I guess that's cool. Alright. Sim autonomously mixes a drink. They will receive a cooldown for when you do this autonomously again for a sim day for a non-NPC. Previously, this would occur frequently for sims who are inspired or sims with a bro or foodie trait. I'll be curious if this also applies to like baking cakes, because I don't know, somehow you'll see like invite sims over the house, they'll bake like white cakes like crazy. I don't, seems like maybe this would go with that too. I don't know. If they autonomously swim, they'll receive a cooldown before you want to do it again next time. Doesn't exist on non-active sims or on pool venues or during a pool party or birthday party events when simming is preferred interaction, or if the sim is a mermaid or plant sim. Okay. If the sims autonomously played a violin, I have seen that quite a bit. They'll receive a cooldown for when to do it again. Again, all of these, I'm not going to read. I'll read through the bait thing. I'm not going to read down like what the cooldowns apply to. Basically, if the sim likes that particular interaction, or if it's a preferred interaction for like a getaway or something, or if they're on a lot that's built around that interaction, then it won't apply. So for example, on a pool lot, there's no cooldown for wanting to swim because you're at a pool. So yeah, it looks like they're doing it for violin, for the guitar, for playing chess, for dancing on a lot that the sim owns, for reducing how often a sim considers turning on the radio. Practically a staple of sim culture. I'm being cheeky. We've had a cooldown for autonomous push-ups, sit-ups, and stretches. There you go. We've had a cooldown for foodie sims watching culinary training videos. If a child sim autonomously uses a spaceship playground, they'll receive a cooldown. Okay. If someone autonomously plays with a lump of clay, I've seen that quite a bit too, they'll receive a cooldown for wanting to do it again. And yeah, okay. So lots of cooldowns coming into base game. So yeah, I'll see how I can see some of these backfiring, but we'll see how it plays out. Because now, if like, I'm wondering if you go against the cooldown, are you gonna get a negative moodlet because you're doing it too frequently? If you're doing the sim's doing push-ups, you have to do push-ups again, are you gonna have negative moodlet because you're interfering with the cooldown? I don't know. I could also just be overthinking this. It could work perfectly fine, but let's be honest, it's The Sims. Y'all know. All right. So they did these autonomous things again with the cover with the pack. So we have the soccer ball, the cross stitching from Cottage Living, Thumbs Up or the Woohoo card game, Love Struck, Play Paper Airplane for Adventure Awaits, and the yoga mat for Spa Day, and then the popcorn popper for movie hangouts. Okay. So I think that's all like the autonomy stuff. Pets and animals fixes. With two of our top community issues being around animals and pets, we fixed a few other bugs also in this category. So animals in animal shed, chicken coop, mini goats, or sheep will no longer be multiplied. This was happening when these animals were placed into a sim inventory, then back into the world after that sim moved their household. Okay. General bug fixes. They address a handful of important issues. So sims with unflirty trait will no longer get the ick when hugged. Placing a painting on the wall, then returning to the sim's inventory will no longer result in a simulation error. Okay. Flowers no longer get stuck midair when crafting a flower arrangement, as you do. The do inspection and maintenance interaction is now available on broken objects in the tenant household. We've adjusted design elements on some of our swatches for the ornate mystery run, which were concerning to some players. I don't know about that one. Okay. Royalty and legacy, they're already getting bug fixes there. There was an issue where the updated family tree could cause wrong connections and overlapping. That they're fixing that. We fixed a crash to occur when resuming the game after leaving the cap household. Oh, jeez. Okay. And now Dorian's Vertimar lot is no longer reversed. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Actually, we can look at the forum. What does that mean? But really disrupts the immersion. Oh, I guess on the map, it's like, this is how it looks in game, but I guess on the map it's flipped around. I hadn't noticed that, but then again, I have like a little dinky little tent on that lot. So yeah, okay. Seems like a pretty straightforward fix. Child and teen sims who grew up in the same household but weren't related could get the super sibling relationship despite not being related, and then could later romance each other. It's back, y'all. It's back, y'all. Because we didn't want to prevent stories where children could have possibly been in the same household at one point while not related or end up in a relationship, we decided to fix this by renaming relationships to childhood besties or childhood frenemy. I guess that makes it sounds a little better than romancing a super sibling. So, Strangerville, there should no longer be a script call fail error when the plant containment cell is on the lot and the player tries to place other objects. Okay, haven't seen that one, but also been a while since I played Strangerville. Cast and build mode tagging updates. We had the opportunity to address a large swath of simpler tagging bugs, making cast and build by sort more accurate overall. Here's your overall issues. Some of these are probably a little too technical, so I'll just gloss over them. Makeup that was in the everyday category has been added to hot and cold weather. We sorted 33 existing items under the kids decoration category. Various lights have been sorted into outdoor lights. Cute critter basket is now under kid decorations. Updated swatch colors for a few things. Skirt pleated no longer appear for masculine frame sims. Okay. Pencil holder object is additionally assorted. The clutter, the wicker Wicker work diaper storage is now sorted. So yeah, a bunch of little sorted things, and it looks like some swatch changes. I think that's pretty much it. I will be posting the link to this article in the description, so if you want to go through read all these in depth, you can. So it looks like they updated a large amount of love seats and benches we properly identified as benches for lot requirements when placed. Okay. We've adjusted the Love Struck beard swatches to display in the correct order, and I guess they added some jeans for a masculine fashion choice. Perilous planning and pattern and perilous planning now sort in the paneling category, and Lunar Reverie sorts in the wallpaper. Wild Uncanny Canes now sorted into roof sculptures. Some pink object is no longer in a yellow filter. Okay. Librarian bookshelf and I'm So Shiny surface have been removed from the sculptures category. The Knarr menorah light objects are now under table lamps. Holiday snowmen and pre-strung trio of lights are now under lighting, outdoor lighting. All clutter items in kitchen clutter pack are now visible when sorting by the pack filter. I heard this was a thing, but I thought this was resolved a while ago, but maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Forever Friends event. I guess the Tank Twist will no longer appear for masculine frame Sims. Nature's Calling event. The Cove Stone Round, Cove Stone Flat, and Cove Stone cluster objects are now sorted in outdoor plant rock category in build mode. Okay. Updates on top voted community issues. So as part of our investigation to save corruption, which apparently has been a thing, I think it's been a thing since forever, but I think For Rent exacerbated it because people could suddenly make more packed lots easier. We began gradually relocating scratch files from the document folder to app data on PC back in January. This change was designed to help prevent conflicts with cloud backup services, and we rolled it out in phases so we carefully monitor impact. The transition is now complete for all PC users. Since the rollout is completed, we have observed improvements in infinite load occurrences just shy of what we classify as a statistically significant shift, which is a great step in the right direction. Observed improvements thus far are encouraging. Okay, so looks like they're trying to do some additional updates. So working on some player redundancy solutions to add more long-term saves or recover save feature. Okay. Investigating a handful of black photo texture issues that were recently reported after a February patch. We verified none of these appear to be newly introduced issues, with most going back years, so they are not new issues, they're just issues they hadn't fixed yet. Shocker. Shocker. Alright. This is important to clarify so we know if we're breaking things with our fixes or making progress towards fully eliminating all instances. Thankfully, it's the latter. Okay, well, you know, a little cheeky there. We know that infants and experiences you have playing with them are a bunch of top areas of community concern. We're currently investigating a bunch of different infant bugs, including Sims picking up infants from the crib and putting them back down on the ground, check infant interactions happening too frequently, and more. These are particularly difficult bugs to address, so we're hoping to be able to make progress on update on them soon, and update you on them soon. I would say I was having a lot of trouble with this one. I haven't played through my 100 baby challenge in a while. I'm due to go back to that, but the check infant thing was obnoxious. So if they fix this, doesn't seem like they're anywhere close, but since they're looking at it, I'll consider that a win. But yeah, another important community issue situation is where build mode items can become unplaceable, new objects disappear immediately, and existing objects cannot be moved or deleted. We believe we have a fix, but we still need testing to verify, so stay tuned. And we've also noticed there are an array of comments and posts concerning various different sleeping issues that are highly rated within the community. As simulation remains a top area of focus, we're planning to address these concerns holistically with another set of fixes pertaining to Sim sleeping. So going into this one, yeah, Sims won't stay in bed or sleep. Okay, I think I have seen that. And what's the other one? Sims wake up to think about other Sims. I don't know if I've called out that one, but maybe because I'm just noticed that Sims won't stay asleep. That could be part of that. And then for the latest news, so again, the latest news, follow Sims Direct on Twitter or on Discord. They'll share updates as become available. Like I said, I will be posting this article in the description. Before we do that, I want to jump over to, because I know PC and Mac is coming out next week on the 17th. Console, it's delayed a little bit. They actually did post an update to this on Twitter. So from the Sims Direct Communication, update timing for console player Simmers. We want to share an important update for PlayStation and Xbox Simmers regarding the gallery following the upcoming PC and Mac base game update on March 17th. Consoles will receive this base game update at a later date and therefore will temporarily experience a different version of the gallery. During this time, players will see a version mismatch error when attempting to download some content. We want to make sure this update delivers the best experience possible for console Simmers. By launching on PC and Mac first, we'll be able to validate performance, stability, and overall quality before bringing the update to Xbox and PlayStation. Taking this extra time helps ensure everything works exactly as intended on consoles. To help make this transition as smooth as possible, our team will roll out marketplace updates for Xbox and PlayStation Simmers as soon as we're able, with a focus on supporting a great experience for all players. I forgot this is all tied into the marketplace, which I think is also coming out on the 17th. So yeah, yeah, the marketplace is a whole other thing. I did a video on that too. I will post that in the description. In the meantime, you can still download content that was made and updated by PC and Mac players prior to March 17th. You can also avoid mismatch errors while browsing the gallery on console by using platform-specific filters to view only console-compatible content. The most popular max security filters should work as well, but there may be some exceptions. There will be no impact to previously downloaded content you have in the library. So I take it that this means that anything uploaded by PC and Mac players after the 17th, they're not going to have access to. This also doesn't really give a lot of clarity as to when the console stuff is coming out. I mentioned when I did the video about the marketplace that I could see the marketplace being really beneficial for console players because it's kind of a way to give them access to CC, but the fact that it's not, they don't have a date for it yet, I think that means that they can't get it working. I think delaying this update means there's some other stuff that may not be working, so TBD on that. Like I said, I think there's pros and cons to the marketplace. I think it would benefit anyone the most, it would be console players, but they're not going to have access to it till God knows when. I'll go back to City Skylines 2 as an example. That game's what, 3 years old at this point? It was supposed to come out on console the same day as PC. It still hasn't come out on console yet. So yeah, I don't know if this is going to be that situation, but we'll stay tuned. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment. What do you think about these bug fixes that are coming? If you have any additional thoughts about the marketplace, if there are any bugs that haven't been addressed here that you're looking forward to seeing fixed. But yeah, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, I hope you'll consider doing so. I am trying to grow this channel, trying to do more Sims news, doing some Sims 4 Let's Play, some builds. I'm also playing a little bit of Animal Crossing, and I actually have a Pokemon Pokopia video that I'm starting to work on, so more to come there. Hope you guys will subscribe and check it out. But with all that, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.